Okay, hello. Welcome to Cherie's weight loss journey. Whew. Man, I took some NyQuil last night. I was hardy. I couldn't breathe. I was like, okay. You know, vitamin C is not enough, right? And I slept really, really good. You know, slept past my first alarm. Okay? Even though, I'm going to tell you, I don't have a problem sleeping past the first alarm. Just so long as I get out of the house within a time frame that I can get to work. Okay? Didn't want to go to work. But somehow or another, I convinced myself to get up, take a shower, and you'll feel better. And I did. Okay? Then it was a struggle to get out of the house on time. Couldn't understand why it was taking me so long to get out of the house. Right? Because you know, I didn't make my coffee. I didn't, make any lunch. You know, I'm just grabbing, some protein drinks. And, damn it. And I even left chicken nuggets at the house. But that's okay. And then I went to go and try to work my coat. And for some reason, it's acting like it's got a short. And I'm like, how does it get in the short when I hardly ever wear it? So that kind of pissed me off too this morning. I spent a lot of time, trying to see what the fucking deal is with that. So, it's 39 degrees right now. 10 degrees higher than it was yesterday morning. Thank God. So, we're in the full moon. We're in the full moon energy. Okay? And my car's telling me, hey, low temperature outside. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna have to put a blanket in this vehicle. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to put a blanket in the vehicle don't like going through the fucking, X-ray machine. I don't. I got 2 layers of clothing on. Yep. And yeah. My thing is to get through this day, come back home, take some more NyQuil, and go to sleep. Because I haven't slept that good in such a long time. In a really long time. And I probably didn't even realize I wasn't sleeping very well because I was all congested, right? Even though I knew, I was having, problems breathing, from the congestion. So I'm drinking my protein shake. And, just trying to do my thing. Same old bullshit, a different day from what it seems like is going on in the spiritual community, right? So many of them are just so codependent on these dudes that, don't mean them no don't mean them no good. And even though women know it, I guess, they think, let me show you that moon over there. That moon over there is like a big papaya or a orange, right? Hope you were able to see it. It's beautiful over there. It's already down by the horizon. What else? And like I said, I'm almost getting to the point where I don't even want to watch, the spiritual community because, it just seems like they're on that same old bullshit. It's like every time something good comes around, then there's always these people trying to squash it. Then when, something bad is going on, then they plead for grace and mercy. And it's just like, wow, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't have no motherfucking, home training. No home training. And then you want a home. You don't have no home training and you want a home. How does that make sense? No home training means you deserve to be a bum. Or at least a hobo. Right? Just keep it fucking moving. Okay? So, the main thing is what we have to understand is these people who feel like they have the right to tell you how to live your life, first of all, they're not taking accountability of their own life, right? But then they want to tell you how to live your life. right? And you can best believe, they don't want to suffer any repercussions from telling you something wrong, right? And it's one thing to follow somebody's advice in the 3D. Okay? That's one thing. You can always, pivot and then, get back on track. Right? But, you following somebody on a spiritual level, you might not know how to pivot in the spiritual realm. You just might not. Okay? Now, if you know how to spiritually pivot, kudos to you. Kudos to you. Right? Pivoting in the spiritual realm is having a whole lot of mind control and emotional control. You understand? So hopefully we can get through today with no problem. And I guess that's my main focus right now. Is getting through today with no problem. And at least staying long enough, like a minimum of 8 hours. If I could stay a minimum of 8 hours at work, then I think I'll be doing great. It wouldn't be great, but at least I'll be doing good. I can't even tell you how frustrating it gets when this old machinery starts to fuck up and causing stoppages and all of this other stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna let this machinery shit make my record look bad. I'm just not. And they just want you to work, catch up, catch up your quota, even though the machinery is bad, and it's just like, okay, well, whatever. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay? Here's another thing that I don't understand, right? We have a huge Wi-Fi grid, around the globe. And I don't understand why is it that this same grid, can't keep the weather in check? But, maybe I just don't understand. Okay? Maybe I just don't understand. So, quite a few people out here on a Sunday morning at this time. It just really surprises me. Some might be just going home, but it looks like a lot of them are going to work. So we have a beautiful alignment of the planets this month, which is great. I did not do any lightweight exercises. Only exercise that I did yesterday was what I did at work. I will probably do the same thing today because, I'm going to be at work. And the work is really strenuous. I mean, like I said, my lightweight exercises can take, like 45 minutes up to an hour just doing my lightweight exercises. And so if I'm doing like 45 minutes or an hour, let's just say an hour. So if I'm doing like another hour, that means on the days that I go to work, that's like 11 hours of strenuous work, of a workout. And, I had just come to terms that, shit, I need to, go on to a different, maintenance plan for a while. That way I can, readjust my exercise and diet routine based off of the way that my body is now. Okay? Damn, it looks like this dude back here. Don't that look like he got on his parking lights? How weird. Yellow. So that will be my main focus, is to relax. Shit, this is like the end of the 2 weeks. I might need to take another week. Because this cold weather has thrown everything off. It's thrown off me being able to do a routine. It's thrown off, my activities. It's just, and it came come on so suddenly and harshly. I mean, it was sudden and intense, right? Because I know we were all sitting up here talking about, oh my God, it's 70 degrees today. It's almost 80 degrees today, and then boom, a few days later, we get one day of 65 degrees and then it slams us down into the 40s and 30s. And even then we were like, oh, okay, cool. But then when it dropped into the 20s, we were like, what the hell is this? Right? Because this isn't generally our freeze time, right? We generally freeze around March, right? March or April. That will be our freeze. So why we're getting a freeze in January is weird. And it freezed the last of my budding roses, for sure. I'm like, what the hell? That's what whoever the fuck is manipulating this weather doesn't realize. But yet you might be getting your money from having to from people having to spend more money on energy, but what you hadn't taken into account was the agriculture, right? It isn't just the flowers, even though we utilize flowers and their medicinal properties along with food. Damn, that truck was weaving all over the highway. I mean, it's having a hard time staying in this lane. It had me actually kind of scared because it was all over the lane right next to me. It's like, shit, man. And I know a lot of them, they want to believe, well, if it's cold, then they're getting rid of all of the bugs and stuff. I was watching that Frenchman down in Africa, and he was riding through South Africa. He finally made it into South Africa, and he was like, oh, look at all of the beautiful flowers, right? And oh my gosh, he spent so much time trying to swat away bugs and bees and it was just, you could see them all around him. So they were following him too. Imagine. You could imagine the mosquitoes and stuff. Oh. So I guess the cold weather has some good properties. Oh my gosh, killing the bugs. And then giving people bugs, like the flu bug and shit. I ain't killing bugs, that's giving people bugs. But a lot of people feel like they're being poisoned through the food, through the air, during the weird fog that they had. You know, it's like we've gotten to the point where the people that are in charge, we can't trust them. And this is what I want to know. At what point does Trump actually take control of the country? At what point? Because whatever Trump is doing right now, if he's in charge, he's definitely doing it behind closed doors. And a lot of these guys out here, they think that just because, you know, they're older and that makes them a man. No. It's your intelligence. It's your productivity. You know, your creativity that makes you a man. But, you know, you can't tell them that. You can't. Like I said, you know, they really just must have some kind of, I don't know, you know, I keep going back to, you know, there's significant inbreeding. The inbreeding, it marginalizes your ability to comprehend. It devastates, you know, your genes. I mean, that's all it could be. Well, and the drugs. They keep thinking, oh, you know, the drugs aren't harming them. But how do they know? How does a fool know when he's a fool? Fools don't know they're fools. And yes, we are afraid to tell a fool that they're a fool. Right? Because we don't want them suckers going crazy on us. Right? Okay. Don't understand how somebody could be out. Well, you know, it's almost 40 degrees now, but out in 40-degree weather with nothing but a hoodie. Nothing but a hoodie? But wherever they're going, they're keeping their head down. Yep, they're keeping their head down. I'm just thankful I was able to get me a vehicle that I could travel in so I can get back and forth to work, because No. Your girl would be staying probably in a motel somewhere. Because, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with staying in a motel. I am not saying that. Even though it would be my preference to stay in a hotel with room service. But I guess a motel suite or something like that, that'd be cool. So today we decide that we're probably going to not focus in on some of, this bullshit that they got running around here in Terrorland. And start listening to some books. Came across a couple of good audio books, and I'm thinking I might listen to that instead of the bullshit that's going on in Terrorland. Because I've been saying the same thing that I've been saying since 2020. Trying to let them understand why what they're doing is faulty, why what they're doing is incorrect. It's against, universal law. And, they're not listening. So there's nothing I can do about that. Right? And I'm totally willing, to accept that fact that, when you have people that don't want to be saved, right? Have the audacity to say, well, no, I want to be saved, but you're going to have to save me in the way that I want to be saved. And it's just like, look, buddy, you're on your own, okay? You're on your own. Because when you try to accommodate them and you're telling them, look, man, you're draining the resources, and they're like, that's okay. You should be able, you magical, you should be able to make some more, and you're telling them, that's not true. Right? And they're like, prove it. Right? So my thought was, well, if you know how to heal yourself, then do it. And leave me the hell alone. And leave the other earth angels alone. Okay? So, they thought it was slick talking about, we know how to get the energy from the women, and we won't even have to have sex with them. We won't have to do this. We won't have to do that. Truly a spiritual violation. Truly. So this is what they think. They think they're not in spiritual violation if there's nobody, to put the petition in to the universe. That's what they think. Right? But I'll tell you again, spirituality is God's internet. The spiritual realm is God's internet. Nothing goes on there that God can't see or tap into. Period. And if you're not with a particular religion, then you're a spiritual person. That means you want to be directly affected by the Most High's army. Okay? And I can hear some of you saying, "Oh no. You know, we're a Luciferian, or we're a satanic Satanist, or you know, we belong to the devil," or whatever the hell you think, right? Keep it up. Keep it up. It's not my job to tell you what to regret. It's not my problem. When you say you want to be on your own, motherfucker, you're on your own. When you bite the hand that feeds you, you better feed your damn self. What does that mean? What that means is you'll be lucky if you even get mother's milk. Okay? You're going to be on Similac and processed foods from the time you come out the womb, motherfucker. And that's just the beginning. But guess what? We ain't gonna talk about it. We're gonna be about it. And that's all we got to say. Because once we go into action, ain't no time for negotiation at that point. Do you understand? All of the time that was supposed to be negotiated is over with when we go into the action. When we start showing you moves that you hadn't even anticipated. Because we can. Like you said, oh, we're doing it because we can. Oh, say less. And I know you can feel it already because you come from a woman and you don't recognize that women are your battery, right? Without being able to connect up with a woman, you're going to die. Dumb fucker. You dumb motherfucker. While you sitting back here thinking that we're the one getting weak. Oh, I can sense you all are getting weak. That's you. That's your motherfucking mirror, motherfucker. That's your energy you feeling. And here's the biggest thing. You Christian men, right? Where you were saying, hey, women don't absolutely need men, right? One, when you said, oh, okay, God can come down and impregnate a woman without a man, right? Mary, right? Okay, let's go on a scientific, let's talk about it scientifically, right? All women, all fetuses are born as women before they actually before the male child can become a male child. So that's why you got an X chromosome, you dumb motherfucker. Okay. You can act obtuse if you want to, but it won't serve you. You can sit up there and say, oh, the Romans did this and the Romans did that. You know. Right? They had a whole group of just women incubators. Eve. Right? And that's why you have a whole bunch of dumb motherfuckers. They don't even have the capacity. They don't have the spiritual capacity. They don't have the intellectual capacity. They don't have nothing. That's why they're thieves. They're stupid.